In this video, we will show you how to install irrigation on your polytunnel. Here are the parts you'll need. The irrigation tube is supplied in one reel, which will need to be cut to size. First, we install the straining wire that is used to support the irrigation tube. Be careful when handling this straining wire as not to puncture a hole in your polytunnel cover. Start by taking one end of the straining wire and wrapping it around the doorpost above the doorframe lintel at one end of your polytunnel. Twist the wire to secure it. Unravel the wire and pull it down the length of your polytunnel to the opposite end. Ensure the wire runs under the crop bars if installed. Cut the wire, ensuring the length reaches the opposite doorpost with an additional 30 cm, which will be used for securing to the wire strainer. Now cut a piece of straining wire approximately 40 cm long. Slide this piece through a straining wire tensioner using the hole on the flat prongs. Wrap the wire around the doorpost above the doorframe lintel and then twist to secure. Trim any excess. Use of pliers may be helpful with this next process. Locate the end of the wire that runs down the length of your polytunnel. Feed the wire through the external hole of the tensioner and into the hole within the central pin. Feed through all the wire, eliminating any slack. Using an 8mm spanner, begin ratcheting. The wire strainer will begin to restrict this process. At this point, cut the wire to allow clearance for further ratcheting until the wire is fully tensioned. Use cable ties to secure the straining wire to each crop bar if ordered. If crop bars are not being used, to support the wire at the point where it passes below an intermediate hoop, cut a length of wire 30 cm longer than the gap between the underside of the hoop and the straining wire. Bend this wire at one end into a small loop and using a cable tie through the loop, fix this wire to the hoop. Bend the other end around the full length of straining wire, ensuring the wire is at a level position. Now position supporting hooks down the length of the straining wire. The support hooks should be positioned at 60 cm spacings. Repeat this process to install the second straining wire support. We will now start to install the irrigation pipe. First, you will want to decide where you want your water supply to enter your polytunnel. You will fix the tap to the nearest intermediate hoop. A central position is ideal as this system allows for 4 zonal areas to be operated independently should low water pressure not allow the whole area to be watered at one time. Assemble the inlet system. Take note of the water flow arrows stamped on the filter. Ensure the water flow follows the arrows. PTFE tape should be placed around the thread end of the filter and the thread end of the ball valve. If the pipe is stiff, you can place the end of the pipe into boiling water to soften. Use cable ties and begin fixing the inlet system and connected pipework to the chosen intermediate hoop. Position the inlet system at a suitable height for ease of access, taking into consideration any staging or shelving that may be fitted. Continue securing the header pipe to the polytunnel hoop using cable ties, approximately every 1 meter until you are vertically above the first straining wire. At this point, cut the pipe. Cut a length of pipe that approximately fits between the straining wire and the hoop. Onto one end of this connecting pipe, position a coupling nut, insert a grip ring, and secure to the T-piece. Then, onto the header pipe, position a coupling nut, insert a grip ring, and secure to the T-piece joining the two pipes. From the first T-piece, continue installing header pipe to the underside of the hoop. Upon reaching the final straining wire, use the same method, however an elbow replaces the T. Assembly of the T-piece and ball valves. Connect a ball valve to each end of the T-piece as shown. Repeat this to assemble 2 units. At the end of the 2 vertical connecting pipes, position a coupling nut, insert a grip ring, and secure to the T-piece and ball valve assemblies. Now you will install 4 lengths of overhead spray lines from the T-piece and ball valve assemblies. Onto one end of the remaining irrigation pipe, position a coupling nut, insert a grip ring, and secure to the ball valve. Use the supporting hooks to securely attach the irrigation pipe to the straining wire and cut once you reach 5 cm from the end of the polytunnel. Repeat this process a further 3 times. On each end of the overhead spray lines, you will need to fit a plug. Position a coupling nut, insert a grip ring, and secure to the male plug. We will now assemble the down tube assembly. Assemble all the down tubes as shown. To install the down tube assembly, use a hole punch to punch a hole into the irrigation pipe. Punch a hole in the underside of the spray line centrally between each hoop, and then simply push the down tube assembly into the hole. Repeat this process to fit the remaining down tube assemblies. If you ordered a Prestige irrigation system, then you will need to fit the water controller onto the tap of your water source. The water controller is supplied with fittings for either a 3/4 inch or 1 inch male threaded tap. Use the 2 hose-to-female click fittings to run a hose between the male click fittings on the water controller and the polytunnel. You will require a hose pipe and may require extra click fittings depending on the type of tap being used. If you find you do not have sufficient water pressure for the anti-drip valves to operate, these can be eliminated from the system. Your system is now ready. You can find more videos to help you build your polytunnel and construct.firsttunnels.co.uk. We also have a construction helpline if you require any further assistance.